What's going on, everybody? Welcome. We back. I recorded something earlier that we were gonna do for now, but we're gonna switch it up. Don't forget, get out to the UMass one-day camp this Saturday, July 23rd. Go to umass.com and go under sports, and you can register for the UMass football one day with Brown University. How we doing today? How's everything? Last night we had the North Smithfield high school captains on. I pray that they get this situation resolved, but we're going to talk about it a little more. Shout out to NRI.NEWS. They're the ones that originally broke this story. I wanted to give them their props. So go to NRI.NEWS, and they actually have the story. They are afraid of us. But big shout out to the people that always help make this possible. Big shout out to UMass Dolphin Football one-day camp with Brown University, Saturday, July 23rd. Elite Football School Keith Croft challenges herself like never before. Get it from someone that has 17 championships. Like, imagine having 17 rings. Boy, it must be nice. But grade 6 through 12 right now, non-contact football camp. Breakthrough. Everything Stanley Dunbar and Breakthrough Elite has going on. Shout out Breakthrough. The points, it's getting tight right now. This ain't even the one. I think it's but Team Yellow's still out there in the lead. You're looking to get back on the field. Get at Recover Rhode Island. Mikey Washington doing his thing over there on the corner of Washington and Knight Street. What's the chances on a corner of Knight and Washington? But shout out to him in Warwick. Shout out Blizzy Blake. The All-In camp is coming up. And let us support your camp. Support us. We support you. All that good stuff. And speaking of support, shout out Mark Wright, man. You're looking to buy a house. Let's support the ones that support youth sports. So they said, listen to the youth, right? So we brought on the gentleman from North Smithfield High School last night. And I wanted to let the people see the school committee. So I figured we'd go over some of the school committee. We can all react to that. And because we need to listen to the youth, right? Listen to them a little bit more. But big shout out to, how about the guy that punched the guy in Burrillville up there? You could check that story out, NRI Now, at a Little League field. Some 37-year-old punched like the 74-year-old caretaker. Come on. We got to do better than that. Passing league. It must have been hot these last couple of days. I heard my boy Derek was not at passing league up there, man. I hope he's feeling all right. I'm feeling the pressure. But yeah, it was good talking to them kids last night. Let me see if this is the one I want. But we're going to thank our sponsors. And then we are going to get into this. But first, I wanted to show everybody. Big shout out to NRI Now. They actually have the article written. You can go check this out at NRINOW.NEWS. People are afraid of us. Pretty crappy way to have to live in a small town and worry about what's going on and stuff like that. Not even right. But we're gonna get the school committee up here. Give me 1 second. I'm working on it now. Got to multitask. A lot of high school football going on. How is everybody? Where is it? Where's my history? How's everybody doing? Is everybody ready? Teams have good numbers. What's going on? Hang on. I'm getting it ready now. We working on it. Big shout out to Rally Point. The only way to stand is together. Shout out Coach Pennington, everything he he's doing. I don't know, you would think I would be prepared. Here we go. We're gonna get into the school committee. We're gonna react to it.
Reach out to our police department immediately, and
let's hear what the
inquire if there's any
police
updates
had
needed.
to. Oh, wrong one. Damn, Mike. Come on. See, Mike's slacking. Mike's slacking. Mike's slacking. Excuse me. You want to get to know the game of football, reach out to elite football schools right now. They have a good camp that's going on. See, if Mike had a producer, all that stuff, an engineer, it'd be all right. And then he could do all this stuff. I'm really excited to see how D1 NK is loaded right now. NK is gonna like start the season with like 120 people on a team. Imagine that. Like when Ponagansett took the field was 77 this year. Like that's amazing. That is a lot of people. Never mind team like North Smithfield coming out with 120. East Providence is another program I think that has a lot of kids. I think
I don't
we
know what
finally
next.
have
We're
it,
gonna,
people.
so I'm gonna
Yep,
try to seek
see?
next the police to at least get back to us and try to expedite this matter.
And I'll just add one thing.
Sure, Superintendent.
So please understand that all of us are mandatory reporters. When we hear something, we immediately
Give me a
have to
minute and I'll get
act.
the sound
The
down.
process has been set through legal means, through policy. So again, when we hear something, we have to report it and have to follow it through. Again, I can't really comment beyond that. It's just, it's a process that we all follow. One nation.
I'd like just, there's a letter floating around from the chief of police. Just I'd like to read that into the record, just to
And I think by the time they had this meeting, the letter was already a couple days old.
try to give, I guess, where we are in the process right now. Madam Clerk.
In a memo dated July 13th, 2022, addressed to the North Smithfield School Committee from Chief Tim Lafferty regarding the Hazy investigation. The investigation into allegations that members of the North Smithfield High School football team were engaging in and victims of hazing is still under very active investigation. We understand that it is a challenging time for many families and children in the school system as well as school staff. The lack of information sharing is to protect the integrity of the case and paramountly protect any potential victims and cooperating witnesses from being publicly identified and or fearful to come forward.
Thank you. Is it Zachary Kerrigan?
So the police chief has said what? That we haven't said Jack right now because the victims we have, we don't want people to be fearful of the witnesses. Like the whole town knows the story, so okay. So we'll see what Zach had to say. You heard these boys last night talk on the podcast, and I thought it was important to get everything that they have to say. So we're gonna listen in what they have to say at the school committee, and you got to feel for them.
During these 12 years of football has taught me a certain way of life. I learned what family is, what brotherhood is, what a team is, and what trust is, and what love is. Football taught me that. This team taught me that. These coaches taught me that, and this program taught me that. Topic I want to touch on quickly here is that many kids in this team have a dream of playing college football under scholarship. I will be playing football at the next level next year. I do not know where yet, but I will be. But at the moment, that's all on hold. Coaches who I've been speaking with who have heard of these allegations won't even answer me at the moment. I've missed out on my entire 7v7 season due to these allegations, which were provided these coaches with film they were waiting on to see what myself and my teammates can do. The sad reality of this all is if our season is canceled, some of us have.
Now, if I stop that right there, 7v7 is not a school sport. So I don't understand like why they missed out on a 7v7. That's not a school sport. Like they could have most definitely did that. And they could still do that. That is not a school sport. Just to let you know.
To go play elsewhere. Some of you may not think that's a big deal, but for us, that's everything. As kids, we dreamed of being Northland. We were under the program of Express, where our head coach, Doug Waters, being the head coach of the team, we'd come watch the games. This is a dream for us. And to be playing with my friends under this program, I'm living my dream right now, leaving my dream out right now. And thinking about playing football elsewhere really, really hurts. I can't picture myself playing any other colors but North and green. That's just something to keep in mind as this whole thing goes on. We're suspended from our future. Last season, we ended the season with 20 kids. Going into the summer, we have 40 plus kids signed up to be on this team. The team leaders and myself have taken all these kids under our wing. We have taught them the many lessons football has taught us on and off the field. I've made it my
40 kids. I remember last year they were like barely had 20. So to start the season with 44, you lose a couple, even if they had 35.
duty to be at every workout, every practice, every gathering, and be there for each and every one of these kids. And I love them all like a brother. From these 8th graders to these seniors, these boys are all my brothers. With that being said, I would never ever allow anyone to do such things to my brothers like these allegations have stated. I have been at every team gathering but one due to a college visit, and I've never ever seen such thing as hazing within this team. Every single one of these kids will tell you that too, and they have. This entire team has been questioned by police. And the reason we all stand here at this meeting with no new information is because there is no information being found. And let me say that if somebody did such a thing like hazing on this team, they deserve punishment to the fullest extent of the law. But if this comes out as not true, we really do deserve an apology. We have been treated like animals. You guys kind of threw us out to the wolves and watched us suffer. We were blasted in front of the entire school and the entire community. You guys kind of threw us out to the wolves and watched us suffer. We have been treated like animals. You guys kind of threw us out to the wolves and watched us suffer. We were blasted in front of the entire school and the entire community. And when we thought that was bad, we were blasted in front of the entire state. People called us.
They were blasted. Like, I mean, humiliated it. And the rumor mill traveled. And they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. They got blasted. And being in a little town like North Smithfield and a lot of these little towns, like, I don't know. I think it should have been handled differently.
Was racist, rapists, told us to burn in hell, called for us to be expelled. People called us racist, rapists, told us to burn in hell, called for us to be expelled. I woke up to my phone ringing with people blasting death threats into my ear. That is a scary, scary thing. I've heard people make sick jokes about the situation. I've heard sick rumors about the situation, and it hurts a lot. We have lost already maybe 5 to 10 players. People are afraid of us. People are literally afraid of us. Some of us upperclassmen have spent the last year giving back to the program that built us as football players and men, the North Smithfield Express. We helped coach these kids, and we coached them about all the knowledge we know about this wonderful game. And now we can't even coach these kids. We can't be around them at all because of some rumor, and parents may think that. My little brother's on that team. My dad coaches that team. You guys have no idea how much it hurts that I can't be there with them because people think I'm some sort of monster. People have blocked us on social media, stopped talking to us. I've had to watch my teammates sit out on the sport that they love because of the situation. So they sit the bench, go to every game and sit the bench just to watch in support of their brothers. None of this is fair. I'm not saying an investigation should not have been done. With the seriousness of these allegations, I absolutely agree that an investigation should have been done. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been, but it should have been done privately, I believe. We shouldn't have been blasted in front of the whole school, never mind the entire state. Mrs. St. Jean, I know you had stated that
He said we shouldn't have been blasted in front of the whole school. Never mind the whole school, the whole state. They actually sent emails out to parents in the district, and there was parents that their kids no longer go to the school, and they got emails. Like maybe this investigation should have been done a little more quietly. Should have it been done more quietly? I mean, now everybody basically knows what's going on. It's like their reputation is kind of tarnished right now.
We're your top priority, but some of us really do feel like you're last right now. If, and may I say when this allegation comes out at speak, we don't just need an apology. We need our names cleared. We want every news out at speak. We don't just need an apology. We need our names cleared. We want every news channel called, every media source, every podcast, everyone in front of the school, and we want our names cleared. From 8th graders to seniors and all of our coaches, all of us. Ryan Stetz, Isaiah Chauvin, Dylan Pate, Gabe Corvo, Marcos Villa, Greg Casey, Spencer Grumps, Andrew McSally, Aiden O'Neill, TJ Smith, Tyson Rasco, Sean McGuire, Cooper Carlson, Caden Brown, Charlie Lauder, Marcus Tabora, Cameron N., Nikolai Alger, Dylan Thomas, Albenz Villadones, Angel Gonzalez, Beeman Sos, Aiden Dowling, Jared A., Ethan Suzadelis, Ethan Corvo, Julian Kodos, Owen O'Reilly, Connor Riley, Brian Sanchez, Connor Hardy, Daniel Fiore, Christopher Legassi, Matthew Legassi, Nathan McCasey, Chuck Aldridge, Coach Carafel, Coach Skinner, Coach Tessier, Coach Dubas in this Northman program. You need to say that they are false and that we deserve an apology and that our names are cleared. Not just our names, but the families of all these men.
If I may say, right, the damage is done. What does the apology is great, right? But I think as an adult, we start to learn like apology is just words. I'm sorry. What value does I'm sorry have? Okay, he gets up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, it's all. But can they turn the clock back and give you what you lost? I always wondered, like, I'm sorry. You know, after 12 years old, I'm sorry never really meant anything. The old timer in my neighborhood used to say, he was like, I'm sorry. What does I'm sorry get you? You know, and that's the question I ask here. I hate to be frank, but what does I'm sorry get you if these allegations and when they come out to be false?
But you need to specifically clear the names of these three. Cole Vowles, number 4, starting quarterback, 4-year varsity player, 3-year starter, all-division player. Abdul Shaker, number 68, offensive defensive lineman, 4-year varsity player, 3-year starter, all-division player. CJ Raposa, offensive defensive lineman, 4-year varsity player, 3-year starter, all-division player. These men have had their names thrown around in ridiculous rumors. Knowing people are talking about my brothers in such an awful way when they did nothing wrong and put their best interest in this team is heartbreaking. The only thing that can make me closer to these three is blood. And I would never, ever, ever, ever allow anything to happen to these boys. You need to clear the name of the man who does it all, Coach Jeff Paiva. Coach Paiva is building something special here. Coach has built a culture here that in just his 1 year as head coach. That culture is that we wear the Northman name with much more than what people see. We had to earn that Northman that we wear across our chests. Once we have earned that, we represent that Northman with pride, on and off the field. We are to be disciplined, well-behaved, mature young men everywhere we go, in the classroom, in the hallways, on the weekends, and in the off-season. And as Northman Mounties, our behavior and conduct will always represent this program in the most positive manner possible. No matter what we do, win or lose, we do it together. That was his message to us this year. And you need to clear the name of him in this football program. I think we are owed an apology. With all this said and done, we will be out there on Friday nights wearing the Northman name and colors with pride. We represent our school, our town, and our families with honor. We will take that field as one family, one brotherhood, and overcome all obstacles just as I know we will this one. We will rise above this. As we would always say, we are all we got and we are all we need.
Shout out to him. You know, we're gonna go on and watch the next clip, but if these allegations are false and the superintendent cancels football, these kids, can they get that back? Like, I don't know. Is it me or what's the apology worth? what are you gonna do? Like, and if these allegations come out that something did happen, of course, then you let due process take over. But you took their preseason away. People are calling these guys rapists, all types of things. Like, it's horrible what these kids are going through. Not one of them deserves it, you know. And I was the first one to step up and say, I'm sorry, because I did say I heard rumors of sexual allegations, you know, but after listening to these kids and what they had to say, they should have due process, and it's not being done.
Zachary, thank you. Abdu,
It's meant more than just a team to me. I've hang out and I've personally got to know each single one of these players and their families. And it's meant more than me just the game of football. The game of football is just a perk. Everything that this game provides, it provides a family. It provides a chance for us kids to get to know each other and for us to protect each other and to have each other's backs. When I first heard of these allegations, I was very upset. I was very angry. I didn't think any of this was even possible, to be honest. Then when these rumors started coming out, it kind of solidified my feeling that I've never seen or heard any of these things happen until that day. And it really felt like you just threw us out there. I was getting threats from people I've never even talked to before, people that didn't even get the chance to know me, people I've never heard, never seen, people that live across the state, saying millions and millions of different things, just trying to tear us down. It's one thing to have the investigation go on, and I agree that the investigation should have gone on. It's another thing to just throw it out there before we even know what's going on. I felt like that was a horrible move. I felt like we deserve to know what's going on before everybody else. And this game, you took away the most important part of the season. Everybody loves to show up on Friday under the lights for the big game, but we can't get there without our preseason. Our preseason gets us in shape. It gets us the ability so when we go out there on Friday, we don't get hurt. It gives us the knowledge of the game. It lets us know what we're supposed to do every play, every down. It gives us the ability to not get hit and behind without it not coming, without us not even knowing. It allows us to get into that prime football shape. Football is not a sport. It's not like any other sport where you can just go out there and play and have fun. You have football shape. Football is not a sport. It's not like any other sport where you can just go out there and play and have fun. You have to work towards it. This sport is probably one of the most dangerous sports, and it takes a lot out of a person to play. And this is the most important time that we get to get in shape and we get to try it. And the most important part of our season is now gone. It's behind us. But we will overcome that. We have to stick together as a team, and we have to do everything. I've heard no person turn their back, starting fighting over this. We have been together. We have been a group. To just throw us out there and have us endure against people we never even heard of, never even seen, just get attacked from all directions, it's not okay. It takes a lot for each one of us to get up every morning, look at our phones, and see what things are being said about us. I've gotten hundreds, but across the teams, we've gotten hundreds of different people calling us rapists, sexist, people calling us anything they can. People calling us rapists, sexist, people calling us anything they can.
Horrible.
And
That is
it's really
horrible.
wrong. I love this team. Football is a way of life, like my friend said earlier. It's the only thing that really motivated me to keep coming to school and keep actually trying. It's probably the most important thing in my life. I grew up, ever since I could, always wanted to play football at the next level. And this really hurt me. I can't get my film out to college coaches. I was talking to coaches, they just quit. I want to play at the next level, and this is really hurting that chance. Thank you.
You can hear in his voice the kid is very, very hurt.
thank you, CJ. Full vowels.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to start off by introducing myself and taking a moment to say thank you to everyone for showing up tonight, including alumni, parents, any coaches, past coaches, and current players in the team. Your appearance here shows strong support each and every one of you has for this program. Many of you may already know me, but for those who do not, my name is Cole Valles. I'm the starting quarterback and a 4-year varsity player for the team. I've been playing football since I was 4 years old, so to me, it's more than a game.
I mean, for the record, he is a great left-handed quarterback that can go no huddle for quite some time.
The past 12 years, football has been my entire life. It's my passion. All of my hard work and dedication so far has been to achieve my dream of playing collegiate and hopefully professional football. 8 captains practices, 2 weeks of 7-on-7s, 3 days of team camp, 6 summer league basketball games. These are just a few of the things I've missed out on going into my senior year. This is my last year to be able to participate in these activities, and they're all being stripped away because of these allegations that were made, none of which have been deemed to be true. Yet suspending the program seemed to be the only right decision. Not just that, but the suspension of participation in other sports as well. With no evidence of any misbehavior, why are we being punished? Is it not innocent until proven guilty? I understand hazing is a serious matter. Being punished. Is it not innocent until proven guilty? I understand hazing any misbehavior. Why are we being punished? Is it not innocent until proven guilty?
That is something that these kids are learning in high school. Like, you are guilty till proven innocent. You are not innocent till proven guilty. And that shows you because just the rumors of these allegations that took over North Smithfield, these kids, the seed is planted. Even if these allegations come back not true, people are going to look at these poor kids and wonder.
I understand hazing is a serious matter, but we should really have a sense of what is going on before we throw that term around so easily. The lack of information throughout this entire investigation is evidence of an overreaction by our superintendent to rumors being started about our football program, a program which would not tolerate any of this type of behavior. From Coach Pennington's long span as head coach to Coach Piva's first season last year, there was no such activity going on. These are 2 great men, along with Coach Carafel, Coach Tessier, and many others, who have built such an amazing culture inside that locker room and on the field. We play football, so yes, you may be told to run extra hills, do extra push-ups, run extra laps, but that is a part of the game and is by no means hazing. As a result of these accusations, myself and multiple other members of the football team received tons of backlash from the headlines all over the mainstream news. Examples include being harassed at work, being called rapist and racist, receiving disturbing phone calls from parents in town, and hundreds of people asking us, "What's going on with the football team?" to which we had no answers. These are only some of the obstacles we are now facing every day. My fellow teammates and I are embarrassed to even be wearing our Northman football clothing out in public, in fear of being called names or stared at constantly. Yes, this has happened to multiple players. If this does not end today, when will it? Mr. St. Jean, you say the protection and safety of all your students is the reasoning behind this poor decision. But in reality, all you have managed to do is make a large majority of the football team feel unsafe in our own town. You could have kept this behind closed doors to find out for yourself that none of these allegations are true and saved us all this harassment. But instead, you threw a bunch of teenage athletes to the wolves and failed to defend us against these news outlets all across Rhode Island. The entire football program is owed and failed to defend us against these news outlets all across Rhode Island.
Yo, good for him, man, for standing up for himself. Tell that guy something. Tell that superintendent, get him. And he's right. You're like, this guy was so fast to clear Mount St. Charles, but he threw his own players to the wolves before he even heard back from the police. What? Like, I think he'll be unemployed. Do you know what this is? This is a shell game where you kind of open the shell and see what falls out, shake the tree.
When will it? Mr. St. Jean, you say the protection and safety of all your students is the reasoning behind this poor decision. But in reality, all you have managed to do is make a large majority of the football team feel unsafe in our own town. You could have kept this behind closed doors to find out for yourself that none of these allegations are true and saved us all this harassment. But instead, you threw a bunch of teenage athletes to the wolves and failed to defend us against these news outlets all across Rhode Island. The entire football program is owed an apology, and may I say when you are left with no findings of any hazing-like behavior and realize what destruction your premature decision has caused. If it were up to me, all suspension should be uplifted after the conclusion of tonight's meeting, if not by the end of this week. This has gone on much longer than it should have, and a lack of urgency to get to the bottom of this as quickly as possible has made us miss out on many summer athletics that are looked forward to by all athletes. Once again, I would like to thank you all for coming out and showing your support tonight. Thank you for listening.
Here we go. Shout out, Cole. Should football be reinstated?
Thank you, Cole. Is it Kristen McEnany?
All right, we're gonna
Mhm.
fast forward past this, and I wanted to go to a parent, O'Neill, I think his
Mhm.
name was. This guy really had some great questions. The school committee had to go in and save the superintendent's behind, but we're gonna check this out.
Kristen? Is it, I don't know if it's Brian O'Neill?
Brian O'Neill, I'm sorry. This was pretty interesting.
I just had a quick question. I know you can't answer any questions about the investigation and all that, but I just had a question about the process and how this is unfolded. So, Mr. St. Jean, you sent your email to us on, well, you said you were notified June 20th, I believe your email said, and then June 24th is when you sent us the email. Is that those dates right? Is that right? So at that time, though, and from what the police told us, there was never a specific day or time that they were looking into a specific allegation. They were looking into the program as a whole. Is that fair to say?
I can't comment.
Okay, well, that's what we were told by police, that there was never this date, this time, this person. There was none of that. They were just looking, because when I was in the police station, we were asked questions about going back years. So I guess my question to
Yes.
you is this: how were you? Why on just, I think it was June 26th, less than a week into this thing, the president of Mount St. Charles said that you told him that no Mount St. Charles students had anything to do with this. Said that you told him that no Mount St. Charles students had anything to do with this. So you chose to publicly clear Mount St. Charles students and just left your own students for a month now, kind of hanging in the wind. Why were you so Charles students and just left your own students for a month now, kind of hanging in the wind? Why were you so confident and so quick to say that Mount St. Charles students had nothing to do with it when the police hadn't interviewed anyone yet? Can you, I'm a little unclear on the timeline.
You got him up against the ropes. I'm sorry, man. He said, why are you so quick to clear Mount St. Charles? And that's a fact. Like, you don't have no part of Mount St. Charles. And he said the police at this point haven't even talked to anybody. So that is a very good question.
I did, public
Yeah,
session. I did,
Can you, I'm a little unclear on the timeline.
I did, public session, I mean, public comments is to make public comments. It's not to grill the
He's
superintendent.
good. School committee saved his
That's
butt.
like-
I understand. If you want to,
I will just say one thing. I cannot control how the media interprets some things.
So what the president of Mount St. Charles said was not true?
I cannot control how the media.
I can read the statement. I was informed by the superintendent of North Smithfield that no Mount St. Charles student athletes are involved in the investigation at this time, as it allegedly took place when our students were not present. Of course, if necessary, Mount will cooperate with the investigation. So did he lie? Did he
No, he
make
did
that up?
not.
So you, less than a week into this thing, told him that his kids had nothing to do with it.
Mr. O'Neill, this isn't a Q&A. Make us, if you want to
I
make,
can't go through the timeline.
This isn't a Q&A.
It's less than a week into the fact. Does that actually? So the media misquoted the president, or the president misquoted you, or what? I guess my point is just, you're the North Smithfield superintendent. You're responsible for North Smithfield students. Why were you so concerned about Mount St. Charles students and not your own?
That's not,
I guess that's a statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said that's a statement. Good for you. Get him. I mean, he's got a point,
thank you.
right?
Abdul, are you all set? I just want to make just a quick statement, if I may. As you know, I've attended many of the football games.
I'm a fan, right?
And am a big supporter of the
Oh,
team.
yeah, there he is.
The allegations that were made, obviously must be investigated. And I do hope they come back unfounded. My hope is to get to normal activities as soon as we can.
Look at this guy
and
nervous. You
if
know
they
how
come
you
back
know?
Unfounded, I will.
I said it last night. Hands across, covering up his vital signs. And he done that several times at the meeting. That's actually a sign of being nervous. You can't, I mean, his body language.
Stand with you and if and tell and publicly say that the allegations were wrong and people were wrongfully accused. So I will stand with you. I fully
But
understand
what does
where
that
you're coming
mean?
from. I
Seriously.
respect everybody and where they're coming from. I think the only
What does that mean? What does that do for you? I'm sorry. You know, like, I'm sorry. I can't stand that. What is your I'm sorry gonna do for these kids that already missed it? I'm just saying, if these allegations are false, you know where you could put your I'm sorry? I mean, and if these allegations are not false, I mean, that's another story. But I'm just saying, I'm sorry. What does I'm sorry get you?
only thing that the superintendent is, he is following the solicitor's advice. And he is trying to
Save his
protect the
ass.
system itself, so that if it did happen, he can't allow it to continue to happen.
Well, of
So
course not.
he's in a rock and a hard place. We're in a rock and a hard place. The only thing that I can say is, I will, again, personally call the chief and ask him, I want to express to him your thoughts tonight, and how important it is to move this along. Anybody else want to comment?
Have you mentioned to the chief too about all the adult names that are falling out of the tree as well? You threw the kids under the bus. You might as well tell them the rest. Names are falling out of the tree. I don't know.
Comment?
So
I'll just shut
I
up.
just want to agree with the chair. I know how difficult this is for all of you, and I don't know what else for right now. I hope
You
that we're
reinstate
quickly back
football.
in the police department and can be able to bring this matter.
You let
to
them
a
at least
close as quickly as
practice. What does it
possible.
hurt? And then if
All
you arrest
apologies
somebody, and then
will
all
be
right,
there. We
football's
stand with
done.
you
But as of
100%.
now, you let them play, or you let them at least
Just to
practice and get
clarify-
ready. You can't get back time.
So positive, our next steps.
Anyone agree?
I was thinking on the same lines as the chair. Had not spoken to him about this, but I agree we should reach out to our police department immediately and inquire and get an update and express convey the expressions, I'd say, and the sentiments that were conveyed at the meeting.
This guy's a genius.
And I don't know what next. We're certainly gonna try to seek the police to at least get back to us and try to expedite this matter.
And I'll just add one thing.
Sure, Superintendent.
So please understand that all of us.
Put
are
your boots
mandatory
on.
reporters. When we hear something, we immediately have to act, and a process has been set through legal means, through policy. So again, when we hear something, we have to report it and have to follow it through. Again, I can't really comment beyond that. It's a process that we all need to follow, fortunately or unfortunately.
So he's basically saying you ain't getting
Thank you,
football.
everyone,
That's
for
it.
coming. We're going to move on through the agenda. Feel free to stay, of course, but if you need to leave, that's fine as well. Moving on to the consent agenda.
See, all right, let's get this out of here. The school self-reporting is a big thing to me here, because schools, they're not going to self-report unless they know something that's going on. So for the school self-reporting, they wouldn't self-report if it wasn't there. Anyone that knows the North Smithfield, they don't like stuff getting out of their program. They don't like me talking about this. No way. The superintendent hates when stuff gets out of his office. But they self-reported because they wanted to keep the investigation at the school. They didn't want the investigation to go anywhere else. They wanted to keep the investigation at the school. The principal retired. I think this might hit some upper level people. I think this is what they are looking at. They're looking at people administratively, maybe people that been on the staff for going back years. Find the hidden treasure is basically what they are doing. Shake the tree, see if something falls out. But what does it hurt in letting practice resume? I'm just curious. Does it really hurt letting practice resume? I mean, some of these kids were angry at times, emotional. I mean, of course, their team was suspended. And now the North Smithfield Police Chief, Tim Lafferty, he's going to come forward, issues his statement on the 17th, I think it was, of the allegations. He said it's very active and that the lack of information shared with the players in the community is to protect the integrity of the case and protect any potential victims and cooperating witnesses. But as you heard Mr. O'Neill say, that they talked about a big span of time. They didn't talk about any specific day. I mean, some of these players, imagine you coaches out there, what it would be if you wasn't out there, if your team came to a sudden halt for nearly a month. I say let them practice. What are you hurting? You've been letting them play all this time, and this has allegedly been going on. The kids were blasted in front of the school, embarrassed in front of the community. People are afraid of us, says Zach Kerrigan. People blocked them on social media. What mental health has this been doing to the kids? That's all I'm saying. If something happens, if something comes out that these kids did it, then you have to face due process. Absolutely. But I don't understand why you have to sentence these kids now. And everyone watching knows you sentence these kids now. Shout out to NRI.NEWS for breaking this story. And they only broke the story because, listen, you know how this got out? This got out because the superintendent decided to send emails to everybody and their mom in the North Smithfield area like it was an Aldi's coupon. People that kid didn't even go to the school anymore was getting these emails. So either he had some politically thing behind it. Was he planning to run for office? He thought I got a slam dunk. But maybe these allegations, I mean, they are upsetting. Definitely. You should be angry. But these kids said they never seen or heard of any of these allegations happening. And we shouldn't be so harsh on the kids. Now, nobody should even know that these kids are even connected to this. And that's the sad part. Since the news broke out, these kids are saying they received threats. They got harassed on social media, angry comments from people like, come on. I mean, St. Jean, he just had his head up his butt, while he's doing this investigation. He was thinking something else, Yes, you do have to self-report. I understand that you are reporters always, but I think you jumped a couple protocol steps. The investigation should have definitely went on. But for these kids to get attacked every which way by Sunday, for these kids to get all these different people calling them sexist and different names, it's not right. I mean, you suspend the program before you investigate into claims, so you get your sentence. It's like you're getting a 32F. You're getting your probation violation before you even are here for your charge, And a lot of these kids said the only thing that kept these kids coming is football. Cole Vowell said football's his life. Football's everything. He said, why are we being punished? What did we do? And I like when he said, isn't innocent until proven guilty. Now, I'm not taking a side here. I know it sounds like I'm taking the kid's side. I'm just saying, let's not convict them so soon. Let's not punish these kids. They're afraid to wear their school colors out in public. I'm saying you should have just kept this behind doors to find out if the allegations were false or not. But we just want to get back to playing football. Let these kids practice at least. What is the harm letting them practice in the geese crap? Let them practice on the geese field. That's punishment. Last year, these kids were practicing in geese crap, superintendent. Like, how is that healthy? You got these kids practicing in where geese go to the bathroom. Like, it was disgusting. Ask anybody on the program last season where they had to practice. And, I mean, Matt Tech should be answering some questions too, So let's get Matt Tech up in here. Matt Tech, you're wanted. These boys are vilified enough. The horrible rumors and stories going around are just gross. I don't think any of these kids deserve that, but we have to let, if it comes out that these kids did it, I mean, we have to let due process take its course. But that's all. I wanted to replay that. If anyone has any comments, we can have them now. I appreciate it. Football's getting closer and closer. Injury fund game. We got to find out what's going on with Classical if they're still ducking Central for that injury fund game. How you ducking for a quarter? That's kind of crazy. Chris McCall. Why'd you call the National Guard to get out of play in Central? Come on, it's only 2 quarters, Chris. How bad can it be on you? Every other sport plays them. Can't be that bad, Chris. Chrissy. All right, but everybody, listen, there's a big... Hey, guys, you can do this, too. Listen, get 5 guys together. Ask your parents. Sign up for the Lineman Challenge at Coventry High School. It's not a school sport. You need 5 guys. That's it. Challenge yourself. I didn't tell you that. I'm trying to look for the actual ad, actually. Here it is. The Lyman Challenge at Coventry High School. Challenge yourself like never before. July 30th, 40 Reservoir Road, Coventry, Rhode Island. Yes, definitely get out there, check that out. They coming, boy, they coming.
Not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
They be hating on your boy. Get out there to the UMass.net football one-day camp with Brown University, Saturday, July 23rd. No other camp you should be at but this camp. Did you see the schools that are going to be at this camp? The UMass.net Brown University football one-day camp. The confirmed list of guests are going to be Anna Maria College, Pittsburgh State University, Assumption University, Westfield State, Bridgewater State, and there's still more coming. They're going to add additional coaches from other programs throughout the East as well. Big shout out to Elite Football School. Challenge yourself like never before. Go to elitefootballschool.com and see what Elite can do for you. Get it from the guy that has 17 championship rings, Keith Croft. The football camp is from grades 6 to 12. It's a non-contact football camp that's held at Hendricken. More camps available at elitefootballschool.com. And if you need to get back on the field faster, you have to check out Recover Rhode Island at Instagram. They can get your muscles all working, kind of like, all that crazy TB12 stuff, something similar to that. So get over to at Recover Rhode Island over there on Instagram. And big shout out to Breakthrough Football coming up to the championships very, very soon. Big shout out to my boy Blizzy Blake. The All-In Football Camp. Blizzy Blake. There he is. Blizzy Blake. But it's finally we start listening to the youth. Shout out to everybody that helps me make this possible. Mark Wright, Rally Point, Breakthrough, Keith Croft, Elite Football Schools, Emerson Kilgore, Stanley Dunbar, West Pennington. Shout out Jeff Piva. Shout out my man Nadeem Robinson, Behind the Pads, Willie Edwards, Ryan McCormick, Cliff Fortin, Jimmy Cook, Eddie Insco. My man Eddie was going to be doing his own show this year. You know, shout out to everybody. Everybody holding it down. And listen, if you want to put your ad right here, holler at your boy, man. Help me out. I want to keep doing this. You know, I enjoy it. I want to keep bringing you content. So let's work, right?
What's up, Luke? This is Coach Dunbar. First off, man, congratulations on graduating high school. I know you got a really bright future ahead of you. I know you're going to do great things at Bryant University. You're a hell of a player. Everybody in Westerly is going to miss you. Keep striving to be great. Keep pushing yourself. The sky is the limit for you, man. And if you apply yourself and if you push yourself, you're going to end up playing on that field for Bryant University, man. So, Coach Dunbar checking in. I can't be on Mikey's show tonight, but I just wanted to say some kind words for you, man, and I wanted to inspire you to keep going, man. And I'm going to miss you, but I know you'll be close, and I'll definitely be coming to Bryant University to watch you play. Go Ducks.
Wins. Not everybody. The older coaches. They want to cry. They want to go to these RIIL meetings, and they want to cry. We're not competitive. We can't do this. I can't be in. What are we doing here?
Oh, he wilding right now.
Stay out here. Rhode Island, stand up, man. I'm trying to put on for my city.
Football in Rhode Island, bro.
I'm trying to put on for my city, man.
Be honest with you, I'm pissed off.
D1, but I don't want to be called D2.
Getting things correct in the most timely manner possible.
But we're never going to win a championship. Oh, you know, has some winners, has some losers.
So do not say, don't try to mislead these listeners.
It was ugly. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get in trouble, but it was probably one of the ugliest games I've ever seen.
This is why people need to make noise, bring this to the light, so these people can be exposed and be embarrassed. I think they should be embarrassed.
And what we can do to fix it.
Because you like the person. Oh, that's my dog. But he told me not to tell anybody, so.
But boy, but